So we're gonna check this video out. It's a NAACP leader kicked out of restaurant for outfit. So let's see what's going on with this.
It's one-on-one with a Louisiana woman in my hometown. This is after she was kicked out of an upscale steakhouse in Baton Rouge. She was told she was showing too much skin. We have with Iman McClanahan, who is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where her incident happened. So, Iman, tell us, you were out meeting friends or a friend, and you were going to have dinner at Stab's Steakhouse in Baton Rouge, right?
Yes, sir. I was going to have.
What happened?
So I was going to meet my friend for lunch at 12. There were like hardly any cars in the parking lot, but I frequently visit Stab's just for their appetizer, which is the turbo shrimp. So I got there, went inside. I was greeted by the very sweet hostess who asked how many in my party, like typical restaurant behavior. And I told her, oh, it'll be 2 people. And she said, okay, one moment. And she's picking up the menus. As she's picking up those menus, the owner comes and she's like, ma'am, you can't wear that in there. Now, you know, I have on the 2-piece set that is now gone viral from H&M. And I'm like, why can't, like, what's wrong with what I have on? I've worn this here several times before, and I have pictures of being in here with it on several times before. And she's like, well, I have nothing to do with what's happened before, but we've cracked down on our policy recently on what people wear. And I said, well, I was just in here like 2 weeks ago with a similar outfit on. And she was like, well, that has nothing to do with me, and just walked off and stopped talking to me like mid-sentence. So I'm just standing there kind of like.
And so that was your notice to leave. You had to go after that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She was like, you can put on a jacket or you can leave. And it's summertime in Louisiana. And so I'm sure like our weather is like Houston is hot. So of course I don't have a jacket in my car. So I'm like just standing there kind of like, and I'm trying to call my friend like, hey, they're not letting me in here, and I'm confused. And so then like the waitress, as I'm hanging up the phone, not the waitress, but the hostess, she's like apologetic. She's like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, standing there still kind of stuck, and I'm looking around for the sign with the, you know, dress code policy on it. And then she walks back up, and I'm like looking at the staff, and they have on like fishnets and shorts, revealing tattoos, you know, crop top. And so I'm like, you have policy, dress code policy that I know nothing of because I've been here multiple.
Here's what we have to understand. At some point, just basically Negro, you're not wanted here. I don't see a problem with that. Don't act entitled. If they don't want your money, they don't want you to frequent their establishment, why fight it? You're not wanted, just go. And we're here to where you're having an interview with this guy on the news. I don't understand. If you don't want me here, I'll leave. I don't have to be here. Because then at that point, if I decided to fight this and do that, then I'm questioning what you're going to do to my food. I don't want to be sick. I don't want none of that. If you don't want me here, I am gone. I may think about it in the car for a minute, but that's it. It's a wrap. I'm not thinking about it after that. I'm gone. What the fucking big deal? Leave.
Times, and you know, so I'm like, but you let your staff wear this. And so like I'm trying to ask her, and I'm like, so for the camera, let me record you with you saying why I can't come in here. And it's not that I wouldn't go somewhere else, because clearly I did, but like I need you to give me a reference. And she's like, well, because it's too revealing up top. And I understand that I'm a thick woman. I never considered myself fat or like, but it goes back to image. Like,
No, you're fat. Of course you wouldn't consider yourself fat, but you're fat.
so now you have me questioning my own image, my own size, something I had never done.
And I would assume after all of that, you could only come to one conclusion. And what was that conclusion? Why you were not allowed in?
Discrimination for sure. I hate to say, like, as a Black woman, like, you know, oh, let's put the race card out there, but I definitely feel as though I was discriminated.
Don't speak for all Black women. I can't stand that shit. Speak for yourself. It's you went through this. All Black women don't go through this.
Again, something about me did not sit well with her spirit for whatever reason that was.
You said it didn't sit well with her spirit.
It did not sit well with her spirit. And she said I had to go, which is perfectly fine.
And this is some vague, didn't sit well with her spirit. Y'all gotta, come on now. Stop it. If you're not wanted, just go. Well, I really don't see a problem with that. I'm not gonna fight that. I just don't see a problem with that.
Fine, I'm never gonna stay where I'm not welcome. There's tons of other restaurants I can visit, but I needed to just let other people know, hey, I don't even want you to experience what I just went through.
And what she didn't realize is she picked the wrong damn one that day because you're vice president of the NAACP in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
And you have a platform.
Yeah, and that says a lot because she's already in a victim status. The NAACP is a bunch of about a bunch of bullshit, and so this just victim racist narrative, she's gonna just take this and just roll with it. Just terrible. That's why this clown, this dude, he's gaslighting her and promoting this bullshit. I don't really. You go somewhere, you're not wanted. Why can't you just leave? Or just leave it there? I would. If I go somewhere, you tell me, okay, you're not wanted. I may say why. Because this, because that. Okay, I'm gone. You'll have to never see me again. But what is this entitlement that these women have? And you, man, you gaslighting this lady into, because even though everyone from the public can go to these establishments, they're still privately owned. You have no entitlement to be welcomed in these places. I don't care what you think. Even at such a place as like Walmart, you don't have any entitlement to be in these places, even though the public at large go there. Is not a right of yours to be welcome in these places. I don't give a fuck what y'all think, but that's just the truth.
I mean, you have followers and you have members.
Yes. And my dad is also on the board of directors for NAACP nationally. He's also our state conference president, Michael McClanahan. So she definitely, and I don't ever want to pull a privileged card. I think I'm like anybody. I'm just a nobody, just like anybody else to me, you know. But I feel like human decency should be the right of every human being, that you don't just mistreat someone, because I felt like her tone was very condescending. And like I said, it was something about me. I don't know if it was the hair or what that just triggered her to say, you don't belong in here. And
have you heard from her since at all?
No, I have not heard from her or the restaurant personally reaching out to me at all.
And so ultimately, what would you want to see done to resolve this?
I would ultimately like a public apology. Of course, I would also like to see that if you're going to have rules, I'm fine with rules. I've been to State 48 in Houston, I believe that's what it's called. I dine everywhere. I will go to Piccadilly if I feel like having their fried fish. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And their corporate souffle. I will literally go to Piccadilly.
Yeah, you look like you've dined everywhere by your size. You need to lose about at least 100 pounds. Stop fucking being entitled.
But what I want is, if you're gonna produce guidelines for someone to follow, make sure they're clear, make sure they're specific, and make sure they're not targeting, because it felt like a very targeted attack.
All right. Iman McClanahan from Baton Rouge, also vice president of the NAACP there. Thank you for your time, and keep us updated if you hear from the restaurant and how they want to resolve this. We appreciate you stopping by the Factor Uncensored tonight.
So, no, it's just this entitlement mentality. No, it's not your right to be in any establishment or anything. So you feel like it was targeted for one reason or another, blah, blah, blah. They didn't want you there. I don't give a fuck for whatever reason. It could be racism. It could be sexism. It could be misogyny. It could be because you big as hell. Who cares? I don't care. If you don't want me here, I'm out. And I'm gonna leave it alone after that. And I don't care, really, after that. You don't want me here? I'm gone.